I worked on a movie, Pump Up the Volume, and ended up not getting a credit, even though the music supervisor was managing this new artist named Lenny Kravitz, and he was over in Europe, and I was dealing with the producers, being the person who knew nothing, putting out quotes for songs in the movie. Almost day one, told me, I've got this new artist you've never heard of, Lenny Kravitz. I'm going to be overseas. I'm like, okay. So I went to production office every day, dealt with the director, dealt with the editor, went did all the on-camera stuff. I had to go to his house one day. His wife was French and unfriendly. And one day she said, I know more about music supervision than you do. And I was just like, I just kind of had it because I was doing everything and hiding stuff for him. You know, like, he's not here, where is he? Oh, he's around, but I'll sit in the meeting. And so I said, I know more about music, your knowledge of music supervision you could put inside a thimble. So he comes back a couple weeks later. I'm sitting in the office, I'm doing my thing. He calls me, hey, how are you? Hey, I'm back. So he said, did you tell my wife what she knew about music supervision you could put inside a thimble? And I went, yep. And he said, I'm firing you. And I said, yep. So then he had to negotiate to get everything from me because I had everything. And he made sure I didn't get a credit, I don't dislike him or anything, but he kind of took that away from me. And I told him, I said, who do you know on the film? I said, I know the producer, I know the editor, I know the director. Who are you dealing with? You put me here and you paid me every week, but you kind of left me to kind of, and I don't look back. It was totally a learning experience, but he should have been a little bit more gracious about the limb he put me on, because there was a lot of dangling on a wire that I had to do. The scenes with Christian Slater, where he's on the pirate radio station, there's 5 people in that room and I'm one of them. Really? I mean, we're sitting in a box and it's like he's behind his pirate radio, there's director's sound. There's like maybe 5 people in the room. I'm in there because of the music.
I always thought that was an underrated film. I really enjoyed it.
It was fun. Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but the part that was so interesting to me too was everybody on the film were real industry people. They were, sound people. So, I'd break, what's your next gig? Oh, yeah, I'm doing this gig in, Chicago with so-and-so. And, it was like, even when I didn't know I was going to get canned, it was like, well, what's my next gig? I mean, I don't know, So it was very, that's the part where you realize I'm so not in the business, because they all have, they're all pros. I'm just, some stupid kid trying to hold on, to this little meager, kind of thing. Yeah, but at the same time, I appreciate that he gave me the opportunity, and I don't know I tell the story because I think it's funnier. It's not, I don't say the name and I don't diss him. I say it more like, I'm more amused by it than not. And it was really a really interesting learning experience because I got thrown in the deep end and I had to use what knowledge I had and then just, shuffle off to Buffalo on the rest of it, I'm gonna improv right here. We'll see how it goes.
You managed to stay on your feet.
Yeah, I did, I had a couple of those experiences, but it's learning.